The Protectors of the Wood Adventure Series, Episode number 103, A Wonderful Meeting Ends Badly. As the meeting went on, Fred Peterson pushed for detailed plans.
So, Phoebe, say something. What do you suggest? You're kind of famous now, and deserve every bit of it. We're glad to see you're here and staying out of trouble. So, tell us what you think.
Abby had been very quiet, but her thoughts were hopeful. She was thinking,
Yes. Phoebe will get this plan moving.
Phoebe stood up, looking somewhat better than a few days before. Her bruises were still visible close up, with small bandages covering the stitches.
Well, I'm not any sort of expert, but I like what we're doing. It's much better than sitting around feeling depressed.
A few smiled, and all were quiet, waiting for more.
People have made great suggestions so far, and I think we just need to pull them all together. What if we run fairs on Saturdays in the churchyard? It will take maybe 2 weeks to get ready, and then we could run 4 fairs before it gets cold. Each one could be a benefit for the things we've talked about. The first one could be for Rivergate. The second for fixing up the church school building. The third for organizations fighting climate change. If we did one every 2 weeks, we'd be into October already. The green market could open for all of them. And we should invite other vendors too, with a cut of the sales money going to benefit for the fair. The band could play, people could volunteer, we could have children's games, food, and advertise our cause. Does this make sense?
Pastor Banks stood up.
Oh, I like it very much, and don't mind telling you that Rivergate has already made a good income from the green markets, and we feel sure we can do even better if given a chance.
Isaiah had been whispering to Ishmael, George, and Eddie, and then spoke to the whole meeting.
Our band will play for free. We hope we can bring a large audience to the fairs.
Shannon and the other teenagers had been whispering back and forth.
We want jobs. We want jobs.
The teenagers clapped. Phoebe jumped back in with information and ideas.
Are you all aware that the concerts and the green market are banned from the coffee shop and the toy store? I'm not sure why that is. Probably complaints from the usual people. But it sure fits in with our plan for the churchyard. The green market and the concerts need a new place to open. But it won't work unless everyone makes these events big, really crowded. We can't count on large donations, so we need lots of people, and that's our strength. People want to bring their families out to see others, and young people can be staff for the events, doing setup and takedown, running activities, selling things, reaching out and bringing their friends, all of that.
Phoebe paused, but Fred Peterson wanted more.
Keep going now, keep going. What committees do we need? Who's going to run them? When will they meet? Where are their volunteers?
Right. This gathering is our community council, representing everyone. I think Reverend Tuck and Pastor Banks should be in charge here, appoint officers like a treasurer, and be the final authorities to approve all plans. We need our youth council to organize activities, setup, takedown, and promotion. We need committees to run the green market, work on the school building, and the churchyard, and music.
She looked around the circle for approval. The buzz of voices spread around the room. Shannon stood up with some impatience.
Hey, we need dates, times, places. We're like a soccer team. We need a schedule.
Fred Peterson clapped.
That's exactly right. Who will volunteer?
Dr. Bear spoke her first words of the evening.
I'd like to help Pastor Banks and Reverend Tuck.
Thank you, thank you.
Tom Winkle joined in.
I'll help with the green market.
Phoebe's sister Penny and Jim Trimble and Eddie joined in.
I'll bring breads and muffins to sell and help organize the other vendors.
I'll work on the school building, if I get help.
Hey, I'll be playing with the band, but let me see what I can come up with for tools and construction supplies. Not promising anything, but I'll try. I'll bring my father to the next meeting.
I volunteer Phoebe to lead the youth council, and I'll help her.
Sarah Williams stood up and took a step forward.
If it's okay with everyone, I'd like to work on publicity and promotion with Phoebe's group. I have an idea that we could publish news in the Evansville Record, our college newspaper, and on social media. Things like that. I'd like to invite the college students to these events and invite the band to play at the college. And one more thing. I'm a part of the Evansville College chapter of the Global Divestment Movement. We're trying to push our board of trustees to withdraw all investments from fossil fuel-related corporations. Perhaps the students will also support our climate change event. Oh, and also, we have access to the college radio station.
George was staring at Sarah as if she had just offered what he'd always longed for.
Yes, that's so fabulous.
Cali was also staring at Sarah and immediately spoke.
I'm joining that committee.
A brand new voice spoke up, so softly that Abby could barely hear it.
Me too.
Abby realized it was Sule, hidden behind Nico and Gio and other young teens, all sitting on the floor. Suddenly Sule's camera appeared. It wasn't just a cell phone, but more like George's camera. Jeremy had been talking to Phoebe and finally spoke up.
I know the churchyard and the school building need a whole lot of work before they're ready for these fairs. I'll join Abby, Jim, and Eddie on that committee.
There was silence for a moment, and then Fred Peterson announced.
Now there's your leadership. Hey, before we leave tonight, everyone should join a committee and agree on dates and times. Reverend Tuck, is this room available?
Of course. Let's keep it as active as possible.
The group buzzed with side conversations. It seemed the meeting was about to end. But then Tom Winkle stood up and raised his voice.
Please, everyone, just one more announcement that needs your attention. As a member of our church council, I want you to know that we have officially approved of Abby's position as church gardener, and we have also voted to raise the money for our school building.
Everyone clapped.
And in case you didn't hear the news, our longtime friend Gene Garrison is planning to get married and retire from the church council in the middle of August, less than 2 weeks from now. We need a candidate to step forward and run for trustee. I can't tell you how important it is to elect someone who supports our efforts. You should be aware that the church council is made up of just 7 trustees, and its decisions are binding unless overruled by our Bishop Richard Beckett.
The group looked at Tom Winkle with surprise and concern. Dr. Bear spoke softly, with a weary sigh.
He's right. Fred and I are also members of the church council and have been surprised by our friend Jean's sudden departure. Of course, we are very happy for her and will host a party for her this Sunday, August 2nd. But we want you to understand that a new trustee will have to be elected the following Sunday.
No one spoke. People looked at each other in confusion. Finally, Terrance Williams said,
Please forgive my questions, but I'm new here and need to understand how this works. Dr. Bear, I see you and Fred and Tom are 3 members of the church council, and the council is the church's board of trustees?
Dr. Bear slowly nodded. Abby was thinking.
Uh-oh. The nightmare monster appears, terrifying the town.
Terrance Williams went on, saying,
Okay, you say 1 member is leaving, so who are the other 3?
Abby noticed that Tuck had grown pale and picked nervously at his fingernails. He couldn't meet anyone's eyes.
The other 3 members of the board? Their names are Wilma Owens, Laura Irving, and Betty Palmer.
Chester Peterson, Fred's brother, who had been unusually quiet the whole evening, suddenly muttered sarcastically,
Hey, folks, meet the 3 Furies of Middletown! Oh!
On a day I see coming, I'll tell you where I'll be with my people in sorrow, somewhere beneath the ancient tree. Then tell me there's a chance for us. I just wanna hear you say that we can find a bridge to cross. I know there must be a way. There must be a way. I know. There must be a way, there must be a way. When it seems there's no tomorrow for this life that we know, I'll take your hand in sorrow. Ooh, you won't be alone. Oh, and tell me there's one chance for us. Let me hear you say that we can find a bridge to cross. I know there's a I know. country. Then tell me there's a chance for us. Can I hear you say that we can find a bridge to cross? There must be a way. There must be a way. There must be a way. There must be a
Thanks for listening to the Protectors of the Wood Adventure Series. Find all our projects on protectorsofthewood.com and support us on Patreon at Protectors of the Wood. And to all the eco warriors out there, remember that everyone can make a difference and every action counts.